How many of you have ever felt stuck, unmotivated, unable to move forward? Like you don't have a sense of purpose or sense of belonging or just feeling not great about yourself. If you've ever felt any of those feelings, which I'm sure most of you had at some point or another, or at least I'm hoping you did, and I'm not the only one here, then this video is for you. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about what are some things you guys can do in order to get out of that rut, in order to start moving forward and getting more motivated. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to welcome those of you who are new here. Welcome to our family. Welcome to our community. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Bridget and I'm a parent and mindset coach. I also have a free Facebook group called Raising Me While Raising You. It's an awesome community filled with amazing parents who are likely on the same journey as you are if you're a parent and you've clicked on this video. We talk about personal development, stress, mindset, anxiety, all the things related to mental health, and how we can help ourselves move forward. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I post videos every single Tuesday and Friday. So with that being said, let's get into the video. If you've been feeling those feelings that I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, no, you're not alone. I too have experienced many ruts in my life, and most of them have usually come after I was going through something, I wouldn't say traumatic, but troubling in my life, after I went over an obstacle, or where I've gotten too comfortable with living the same patterns, or when I'm starting to experiencing something new in my life. These are the times when I know that I usually get into these periods where I'm just feeling down or unmotivated, or just, I feel like I don't have any spark left in me. And the first step that I always take, which is typically the hardest step, and one that I advise you guys to take along this journey whenever you're feeling in a rut, is acknowledge that you're in a rut. Getting in a slump, feeling in a rut, getting stuck is the same as conquering any other obstacle in your life. If you don't acknowledge it, you're not going to take the actions necessary in order to improve. You can't pretend like it doesn't exist, because it does. The more you try to push it down or push those feelings away, the longer you're going to be in this rut. I've talked about this concept before, but whenever we're feeling emotions, when we start to feel emotions arise, we have to acknowledge that they're there. The more we try to run away, the more intense those feelings become. So when you're stuck, when you're feeling unmotivated, when you feel like you have no purpose or you lost something inside of you, you have to acknowledge those feelings that are coming up. The next step is going to be to accept those feelings. In order to start heading in the right direction or start taking those actions that we need to take, we need to accept where we are. Whenever I'm feeling this way, I don't start to realize that I need to change unless I start accepting where I currently am. So saying things like, I'm going through a really tough time right now, but it's going to get better. Or this won't last forever. This is only temporary. And it's helpful to say these things out loud or write them down, accepting that this place, wherever you are in life, whatever you're going through, whatever feelings that are coming up, it's normal and it's temporary. But this is happening. This is happening right now, and we can't get to the next step unless we accept that. And once we truly acknowledge and accept it, then we can begin to let some of these go. You have to feel into the feelings fully. Let them pass. Let your mind just watch as the feelings come up and then proceed to go away. When I'm deep in meditation, meditation is a practice I try to incorporate. I used to be really good at it, and I'm trying to start being better about it now, because I know that it was super helpful for me. I know a lot of people say that they just can't sit with their feelings for long periods of times, and that's okay. I was also there at one point. But once I started getting better at meditation, because it's like any other skill, it's like you're almost stepping outside of your body and you're just watching the thoughts pass. So sometimes when I'm in these phases where I'm in a rut, meditation really helps me understand not where the thoughts are coming from, but it helps me understand where my mind likes to go when the feelings come up. Because you're almost watching the thoughts go by. You're focusing on something that's not inside your head. You're focusing on something physical, like your breathing, or the way your stomach rises and falls, or the breath from your nose. You're focusing on that. But it allows you to just watch your thoughts as they come and feel like a weight has lifted after they go. Another thing I like to do is journaling. Sometimes I will just write out everything that's bothering me or everything that I feel about myself that's not too positive. And I'll either just let that note be, or I'll tear it up, or I'll crumble it up, I'll throw it away, do whatever I need to do to allow me to let these feelings pass. The next step, and it's probably one of the most important things, we need to talk about it. Whether that be to a friend, or to your partner, or to anyone else in your life. It's your therapist or your doctor, whatever, whoever, a stranger, it can be anybody. Talk to someone about it, talk to yourself about it, or write it down. What truly helps people heal from trauma, any kind of emotional, physical, any kind of trauma, is talking about it. The way we tell our story has a powerful effect on our minds. It's allowing us to process it, and it's allowing our voices to be heard. I talked about this story when I was going through a pretty traumatic phase in my life, that I just decided to write everything that I could remember about my life up until the moment I was experiencing it. And it was one of the most powerful things that has ever happened to me. There was this sudden shift where I finally realized who I was, who I wanted to be, and it allowed me to process some of the things that I was holding on to for a really long time and make me feel a little bit more certain about my belonging. And I incorporate it now, not as a daily practice, but I try to do it a few times a week. It really just helps me release a lot of those feelings that I've been holding on to, because I'm an introvert, so I tend to hold on to feelings and let them build up. So if I allow myself that practice, it's as I'm releasing some of those things that I've been holding on to. And I find that it also helps my relationships, because I'm not so tense when I'm around people if I'm holding on to feelings. The next thing that you guys can do is try your best to focus on some of the more positive things that are happening. And I know that can be really challenging. So at least do your best to stay away from anything else that could be negative in your life. So whether it's staying away from the news, staying away from negative people, staying away from social media, if that brings up feelings of anxiety and unworthiness, or any of those thoughts that we talked about before, try your best to stay away from that. When you're feeling these negative things about yourself or about your situation, whatever it may be, it's really easy to just focus on everything negative. But when you're so focused on everything else that's negative happening in the world around you, you're just sending yourself in a downward spiral. And then people are shocked when they just keep seeing more negative things happening to them, but it's because they're focusing on the negative things. Whatever you focus on, you're just going to see more of, because that's what you're putting your energy and time into. If you're focusing on the things that are going well, even no matter how small they are, you're going to end up seeing some more positive things that you maybe wouldn't have seen if you were focusing more on the negative things. The last thing I have for you guys is to change up your routine. And this one is such an easy thing to do, but it makes such a difference. When you're in a rut, when you're feeling stuck or unmotivated, sometimes we tend to get too comfortable in that rut. And then we get even more frustrated that we're in that rut because we don't see anything changing. When we get too comfortable, we prolong this period that, whatever the feelings that are coming up that we're in. So if we're changing up our routine, we're shocking our body, we're shocking our system into thinking that there is some change that is happening, that we do have the power to, get out of this situation. So even something as, if you're normally a night owl, waking up early, going to bed early and waking up early. If you're really a super serious person, try to bring in some humor into your life. Be a little bit more lighthearted. If you're always online or always on your phone a lot, try taking a digital cleanse. I mean, I think that's something, or even like a social media cleanse. I think that's something we all need to do once in a while, just to take a break and step away from it all. We're not meant to always be so close to, like the entire world. That's just not how we're meant to be. So taking a step back, just taking a break and changing up any part of your routine is going to be super helpful. The more uncomfortable we get, or the more comfortable we get with being uncomfortable, the better off we are to start taking action and start making changes. And trust me, you will feel better after changing up your routine. So just to recap what we talked about today, we talked about some of the steps that you can take in order to get out of a rut, start feeling a little bit more motivated or a little bit ready to start making changes. Before we end today's video, I just wanted to quickly announce that spots for my free consult are open. So if you're a parent, you're into personal development, you're wanting to start your own journey, being more confident, having better relationships, working on your mindset, I really urge you to sign up for the consult. You get a chance to chat with me, talk about what you're struggling with, talk about how I can help, and we'll see if we're a good fit. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.